This is Umar for BoxNation. We're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the capital of world boxing. Well, this is just boxing heaven, isn't this? The last crescendo. I've never seen so many superstars from around the world all on one card, Frank.
It's amazing, Eddie said it and I agree with it. Each one of these fights is a bill topper in its own right on any show. Quality 50-50 matches, every one of them. It is the biggest card ever. I've been thinking back and I looked at some of those great fights that took place in Vegas, Madison Square Gardens over the years, where there were multiple title fights on, but not like this. Not like this. And these are just fantastic quality fights, every one of them.
Eddie, can you remember a better event?
You can't even compare. There hasn't even been one close. I mean, look, our job is to hype up our own shows. We've both put on some great shows. Nothing. I mean, I'll be honest, it's too many, right? When they were building the card, we were sitting there and he just kept on going. And we're going, what? You don't need that one. Oh, I like that one. No, let's put that on as well. Let's make the best card we've ever seen. We say that all the time. This is it. I just, what are you kicking off with Smith Boatsi as the opening fight of the night? I mean, it's like, that's an 0-2 fight. That's a Liverpool, M&S Arena fight. Madness. You got the World Heavyweight Championships co-main event. Ortiz, Madrimov, Hamza against Adames. That's a fight I'm not involved with, but I cannot wait to see that fight either.
Are you still going with Joseph Parker?
Yeah, only because I love Joe. And I think on paper you have to favour Daniel Dubois. He's on the form of his life. His confidence has to be through the roof. I just think the way Joe is right now, he's given himself every opportunity to be very competitive in this fight.
You're his promoter, so obviously you're going to back Daniel, but why are you so confident he knocks Joseph Parker out?
Well, they're both Queensberry fighters, but I'm confident in Daniel because I think he's on such a roll at the moment. His last 4 fights, he fought 3 undefeated fighters, including Usyk. He hurt Usyk. I want to go into all the controversy, but that was what it was. Babe Miller, tough fight, 12 rounds, knocked him out in the last round. Hrgovic, 3 rounds, first 3 rounds were tough rounds for him, getting caught with that right hand, gritted his teeth, come for it and broke Hrgovic's heart. A fighter nobody wanted to fight. Mandatory challenger, got the interim title, and then fought AJ, 2-time world champion, and done an absolute job. He is on a roll.
Is this the toughest out of the lot?
So Joe's on a roll. Yeah, I think it is. I can't say out of Usyk, but yeah, it is. And Usyk's 3-belt champion, number 1 heavyweight in the world. Tyson's retired. The number 1 and number 2 are fighting each other for the IBF belt. The winner of that will then go and fight Usyk for the 4 belts. So you've got everything to gain. The winner's going to be on an absolute roll, get a fortune for a big unification fight. They all know what's on the line here. It has all the ingredients of a classic. They'll give everything, these 2 guys. They both fancy it. Joe, I've been talking to him. He's very confident. His team are confident. And the same with Daniel. Daniel's very confident, and so is his team, which means you're going to get a great fight. And the styles will blend, because what they'll do will do that. They'll come together. This is not somebody getting on the back foot and moving around. They're going to have to be, one of them's going to have to be the boss. And they're going to go out there and they're going to try and impose themselves on each other. You're going to get a great fight.
Eddie, you've got a busy night, obviously a lot of fighters on the card. I think the one I'm most excited about is Shakur Stevenson, because there's a lot of beef with Schofield there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he turns up. He's a bit all over the place for Schofield, but I like the way he's talking. I mean, look, he's taking on a pound-for-pound great fighter. He's rolling the dice, and that's what young fighters should be. It's not an easy fight for Shakur, but, another tremendous fight between 2 undefeated Americans. Ortiz, Madrimov, for me, unbelievable fight. Zhang Kabayel. I mean, it's just like every fight is a thriller. Really is.
Quickly, away from this, you've been very vocal about Anthony Kakachi vacating his belt. You still sticking with that segment now Frank's here?
Of course, I understand the business, but I just feel as a champion, you should be defending your belt against a mandatory and trying to unify the division. But he's got a bit more money to fight what I think is a less dangerous fight. Still a dangerous fight against Lee Wood, who's a good fighter and a good puncher.
Did he duck Sugar Nunes?
Yes. I mean, absolutely, categorically, 100% yes.
Thoughts? Didn't duck anybody. He vacated the title he's 36 years of age. He's getting very well paid. It's a bigger fight, and at the end of the day, that's the business we're in, putting on the fights that the fans want to see. Nunes' fight can happen afterwards. No problem jumping back on that.
We'll have to give you the shot. You know what I mean?
But it's a big. It's,
I just
look,
feel, I've got to say, right, I love Kakachi.
he's a
Brilliant fighter. When you see like Kakachi Nunes is what will be one of the best fights you've ever seen. By the way, Kakachi can win. Nunes is a beast,
Is
but
it a tougher fight than Lee Wood?
I believe so because the guy's won every fight by knockout. He's an absolute beast and he's in the prime of his life. Lee's a dangerous puncher, but he's been out for a while. I fancy Kakachi will win that fight by stoppage. So maybe they're doing the right thing. I'm just telling you now, Nunes Kakachi is a thriller, and maybe all this little bit of bad blood between, maybe that'll build to a fight in the future. But I still won't have it. I mean, still vacate the title.
Who's got
We're going to agree on that?
Who's got the better DAZN schedule so far?
Who's got the what?
The better DAZN schedule.
I don't know what Eddie's announced yet. I mean, he's announced a couple of fights.
Whoa. I said the other day, we've got Catterall Barbos we just had, we've got Crocker Donovan and Ben Eubank, right? Listen, we're on the same team, but we want to win.
Look,
He's got.
we're competitive and we're putting on the fights. Do you know who's got the best fights? The viewers.
Do you know who's
That's
got the
who's got
best fights? DAZN.
And you only got to pay one subscription now.
Maybe we should double it. I don't know.
Be half in
Yeah.
it.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Cheers, mate.